Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. So, if you guys aren't aware, I'm not really great at the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really consider myself a duelist, which is kind of weird because I make Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, yet I'm not good at the card game. I don't know too much about the card game, but there was a video series that I did. Obviously, I love the anime very much. There was a video series that I did not too long ago where I went over cards that were inspired by scenes from the various anime, by characters from the various anime, and I'll have all those videos linked down below in case those kind of lists intrigue you. But I recently saw an image of a brand new monster that was just revealed in the Bujin archetype. I hope I'm saying that right, Bujin. Now, I'm not here to tell you that this archetype is awesome and fun to play with. I'm not here to tell you that this archetype sucks and that it's, you know, a horrible archetype. I have no idea. I really don't know. Actually, if one of you guys want to let me know if this archetype is any good, I'd love to hear it. But this archetype, to me, is one of the coolest flippin' archetypes that I never knew really existed. I've heard of Bujin before. I know they're a Beast Warrior deck, but I never really looked into the lore and just the littered references to mostly Yu-Gi-Oh! GX characters, and now a very famous Duel Monsters villain, a character that we all know and love very well. There are a lot of cards, probably like 6 or 7, that are clearly based off of GX characters or Duel Monsters characters, and that to me is one of the coolest things. So let's hop right in. The new card that just came out is Bujin Mahatotsu, and hopefully I'm saying that right, but as you can tell immediately by the card design, you know exactly who this card is supposed to represent. This is Pegasus in Bujin form, which is amazing. The hair is the same, even the one eye that you can see. You know, it's green on the card, but obviously it's supposed to be representing his Millennium Eye. The wardrobe, very similar, the iconic red colors with the silver hair. And it's just an awesome card. Now, the effect, I was really hoping this effect would maybe have something to do with seeing a card in your opponent's hand, or getting access to a card in your opponent's hand, or maybe seeing like what their back row is. Obviously, that would play into Pegasus' theme, because obviously he could read minds and knew exactly what his opponent was doing at all times until the Yugis outsmarted him. His effect doesn't really have anything to do with that, but that's fine. I think the fact that we have Pegasus in this sort of monster form is amazing. And as I was getting ready to do this video, because I love when this happens, it doesn't happen often, but I love when anime characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime are actually on cards. I think it's just one of the coolest things. As I looked more into it, I realized that with Bujins, there are so many cards that are clearly supposed to be references to GX characters. And that's what we're going to go down the list and go over right now, because I've never really talked about this. And we're going to go kind of in alphabetical order. The first being Bujin ARASUDA, and see if you can get which character that these monsters are supposed to be. This character is supposed to be Daichi, Bastion Misawa from the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime. Obviously, when you think Bastion, you think Raw Yellow. Probably the most famous Raw Yellow student there was in the GX anime, so it makes sense for him to be in a yellow wardrobe, and the hair looks like Bastion. That one definitely, I can see where the resemblance of Bastion is there. And then we actually have a pendulum monster, Bujin HIRUME. This is supposed to be Seiya. And I kind of see it. It took me a little while to see it, and I kind of see... Honestly, it looks a little more like Paradox, if I'm going to be completely honest. The hairstyle, for whatever reason, reminds me a little more of Paradox. But this apparently is supposed to represent Seiya, Sartorius in the GX dub, the main villain of the Light of Destruction arc. And... yeah, I can kind of see it, but this is the one that I probably struggle visualizing the most. Because the more I look at it, the more I see Paradox. I don't know if it's just me, and if you guys can definitely see that resembling Seiya, please let me know. But apparently, you know, a lot of people have said it is. The Wikia, the fandom, Wikia says that it's supposed to be Seiya. I can kind of see it, but that's probably the most unclear and vague, in my opinion, of all the ones that are listed. We have Bujin HIRUME, and this one is clear as day who this is supposed to be. This is obviously supposed to be Asuka, Alexis Rhodes. You can tell that it has the kind of the blonde hair in the back, and I think this is really, really cool. And it's funny because if I looked at this card and all these cards, I'm not sure if it would have clicked for me that these were based off of GX characters. I'm really not sure, and again, this is an archetype that I haven't really looked into that much, but then when the Pegasus card came out, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I had seen a couple people on Twitter saying, yeah, it's not the first time Bujin has done that, where they made a card based off of a character, and I was like, what? I literally made videos on this topic. How the heck did I miss this? So that is clearly supposed to be Asuka. I can definitely see that one. And then we have Bujin MIKAZUCHI. Obviously a darker looking character, but the hairstyle, make no doubt about it, it is the Chaz. Manjome, definitely a monster that is supposed to resemble Manjome. You know, Chaz it up. Manjome Thunder, whatever you want to see. Think about it, Manjome Thunder, you can actually see the Thunderbolts in the background of that card. How cool is that? And obviously it's a light monster. It's obviously supposed to represent Manjome, and having the thunder and the lightning, not the thunder, but the lightning bolts in the background is incredible. Definitely a reference to him. And then finally you have Bujin Yamato, and hopefully I have not missed any of them, but this card is supposed to be Judai. I kind of see it with the hair, and, you know, the clenched fist kind of reminds me of, you know, Judai going gotcha, even though I guess that was more of a point. This one, though, in the Seiya one, I don't see as much as I see the Manjome, Asuka, and Bastion resemblance, but this is supposed to be Judai. And yeah, again, I don't really see it as much, and maybe I'm just being, well, I don't know if I'd say dumb, but I'm not really seeing it as clearly as some other people do. And if you see all these characters, please let me know. I definitely see it with Asuka. I definitely see it with Bastion. I definitely see it with Manjome. Even the lightning bolts in the background, clearly supposed to be Manjome Thunder. And then, of course, the card that just got revealed, the new Bujin card, is definitely Maximilian Pegasus. I mean, you even see what resembles to me kind of like an Eye of Wijat a little bit, right to like the left of his head. At least that's what it kind of looks like to me, but it's obviously Pegasus. And I think that this archetype, in my opinion now, is one of the coolest archetypes. And if anyone plays Bujin, please let me know if the deck is good or if it's a fun deck to play, because I just think it is the coolest thing when archetypes do this. I don't know if I like this archetype more than Gravekeepers, because obviously the Gravekeepers archetype are monsters that are based off of Odeon, a Shizu, Marik. I mean, Gravekeeper's Priestess literally is a Shizu, and Gravekeepers, I'm actually building them in Duel Links right now. They have beautiful aesthetics because, well, they're anime characters, and I guess that kind of means a lot to me, and that's kind of what I look for in a deck. I'm probably one of the only people that do, but I love the aesthetic of Bujins, and Bujins have just kind of shot up on my list just because of you know, whenever cards do this, especially consistently, I think it's the coolest thing in the world. So Gravekeepers, Bujins, 2 thumbs up for me. I think this is really, really cool and something that I never knew about, so I wanted to discuss it with you guys because I know a lot of people that watch my channel don't play the card game as much, and I don't think Bujins have ever been an anime deck, so they've never been in any of the anime, so there's probably a lot of people out there that have never even heard or seen this archetype, kind of like myself until today, and I felt like it was kind of a cool video and discussion to make. So let me know your thoughts on the Bujin archetype. Let me know if you think this is really cool. Let me know if you're just like me, where you love seeing characters from the anime or scenes from the anime actually on the physical cards. And if you enjoy this kind of video, you'll probably enjoy the lists I did, where I literally go over, I think, 15 cards that were inspired from the anime. I think I have 2 different videos about that, so I will link them both down below. And yeah, check it out if it interests you. And a special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons, Horace Maye, Goosey Q, Panther J, Blue Maiden 28, Jarrett Buller, and Aura Dragon, and to my Diamond tier patrons, Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, and Anime Kaput, and to my Egyptian God tier patrons, XZ's Lover 104, Pegasus Seiya, and Stella Sky. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who is a YouTube channel member. You guys are amazing. I would not be able to do this without all of you. And thank you so much for just watching my videos. I will talk to you down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.